That has to be one of the worst ways to experience the end of your life.
Smuggled in a hot 18-wheeler. The latest on the victims, the federal investigation, and what we've uncovered about the trucking company named on the side of the trailer.
Plus,
more smuggling victims found naked inside a West Side home, the condition of the house, and reaction from neighbors.
and
When San Antonians see people in need, we do not turn our back on them.
What San Antonio Mayor Ron Nierenberg is saying about the human trafficking tragedy.
this is San Antonio's Fox News at 9.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. First on Fox tonight, we begin with the latest on the human trafficking investigation. The Associated Press just releasing information reporting as many as 100 people may have been smuggled in the back of that trailer. Here's more. At least 9 people are dead, all of them adult males, and more than 24 others injured, including 2 teenagers. Police discovered the victims inside a tractor trailer parked at the Southwest Side Walmart. Authorities were called there after a man from inside the truck asked a store employee for water. We're learning more tonight about the alleged driver and the company named on the side of the truck.
Oh, it's devastating. It's horrible. I can't believe that, some people could even do that to, human people.
We have team coverage tonight. Renee Santos is live on the West Side where more smuggling victims may have been held. But we begin with Matthew Seedorf. He's been at the scene all day. And Matthew, what have you learned?
It feels almost like a normal night outside this Walmart, but this morning authorities were digging through this rugged terrain looking for survivors. Now here's what we know right this second. 8 people were found dead in an 18-wheeler outside of this Walmart on San Antonio's southwest side. A 9th person died today while 30 other survivors are recovering in local hospitals. Police were called early this morning around 12:30 a.m. after one person left the truck, asked a Walmart employee for water. The alleged driver was taken into custody for both state and federal charges. He's been identified as James Matthew Bradley Jr., a 60-year-old man from Clearwater, Florida. Police say surveillance footage shows people from the 18-wheeler scattering, even catching rides on cars. No one knows how many survivors were able to run away. Officials tell us extreme Texas heat and a trailer without air conditioning is to blame for the deadly event.
To see immigrants chasing an opportunity for a better life and seeing their fate in the 100-degree Texas heat, that has to be one of the worst ways to experience the end of your life.
Walmart just gave us this statement saying, quote, "This is a very sad situation and we are doing everything we can to assist the authorities." And this is still a very developing situation. We'll keep you updated as we learn more. Back to you.
All right, thanks a lot, Matthew. Renee Santos standing by live now with more information regarding a raid at a home on the city's west side. Renee.
Darian, just within the past hour, these windows have been boarded up. Sources say 15 people who were believed to be in the back of that trailer were found here on West Haven and near West Military Drive. Our cameras arrived to the scene shortly after the people were taken into custody. San Antonio Police, as well as Homeland Security Investigations, did respond. Sources say all were taken to Homeland Security Investigations for questioning. People familiar with the area tell me it's normally quiet, but last night they did hear some commotion. They say this ordeal is frightening.
Found out it was crazy because we didn't even have no idea that nobody even lived at that house. So finding out that there was like people there hiding, like it was crazy.
Now, neighbors say authorities told them one of the vehicles towed away this afternoon was reported as stolen. Now, again, authorities are still investigating all the pieces of this case. Reporting live, Renee Santos, Fox News at 9.
All right, thanks, Renee. And tonight we are hearing this horrific ride where so many have died originated in Laredo. Our Yarmi Virhin has more on the driver and the date he now has with a federal judge.
The driver who allegedly drove that trailer will be in federal court facing a federal judge tomorrow for his initial appearance. Now, 60-year-old James Matthew Bradley Jr. from Clearwater, Florida, is believed to have driven the undocumented immigrants in the trailer of his 18-wheeler from Laredo, Texas, to the Walmart on the city's south side. The truck, which you see here on camera, is registered to a trucking company in Iowa called Pile Transportation, which is located about 2.5 hours northwest of Des Moines. Fox San Antonio spoke to an employee who could only tell us that it is owned and operated by someone. According to information we found on the web, the trailer should have refrigeration and normally is used to transport produce, refrigerated food, and meat. Sources tell us that when the alleged driver pulled up to the Walmart, cars started pulling up, and that's when people were let out of the truck and taken away. One of those people who came out of the truck approached a Walmart employee asking for something to drink, and that's when the employee called the authorities. Now, it was 14 years ago in Victoria, Texas, when 70 out of 18 people died in an 18-wheeler incident just like this one. In that case, the driver was federally charged with conspiracy, harboring, and transporting undocumented immigrants. He is now serving 34 years in prison after a federal appeals court overturned multiple life sentences. Law enforcement sources believe that there may have been between 70 and 100 people who originally were in the trailer Saturday night. Authorities are needing the public's help to find those who were driven away and those who took part of this horrific smuggling operation. Now, if anyone has information or was a witness to any of this, or they're looking for one of their loved ones, they can call Homeland Security Investigations anonymous tip line. That number's 1-866-347-2423. Jamie Virgen, Fox News at 9.
The Department of Justice Western District of Texas office says the incident is horrific and they are working with other agencies to find those responsible.
Firefighters and police responded to a horrific scene this morning. They discovered an alien smuggling venture. All were victims of ruthless human smugglers, indifferent to the well-being of their fragile cargo. We will work with the Homeland Security Investigations and the local responders to identify those who were responsible for this tragedy.
Mayor Ron Nierenberg thanks the Walmart employee who dialed 911. He says he probably saved more lives.
If you see something, say something, particularly with regard to human trafficking. This is a human issue. It's humanitarian relief that is being provided by first responders. And we want to make sure that people feel comfortable cooperating with police if it's an opportunity to save lives.
The mayor also thanks first responders and police working the case. Congressman Will Hurd stopped by the studio today to talk about what he thinks should be done to prevent human trafficking. Chief McManus said just last night that this happens far too often, and this was a case where we caught it. Right. What can be done on the federal level? We talk about change, we talk about doing more. What can be done?
Well, we always focus the conversation recently on border security, but in between our ports of entry. We still don't know whether these folks came through a port of entry or in between. We need to have smart solutions to border security at ports of entry and in between. So it's technology, it's additional people, but we also need to fix our broken immigration system. It's 2017 and we can't have a system that's based on market demand. When you remove that incentive to come here illegally and you make it easier to come here legally, then this is better for everyone.
All right, Will Hurd, thanks for joining us. To see the full interview, go to our website, foxsanantonio.com. Representative Joaquin Castro tweeted a statement today saying the deaths are tragic and the smugglers responsible should be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. Other local agencies and law enforcement have been sharing their thoughts. For more, head to our website, foxsanantonio.com, or follow us on Facebook and Twitter. We'll also post the very latest on the investigation.
And in weather, live look at Doppler right now. Still some lingering showers, mostly off to the west, falling apart quickly through the afternoon. I'll let you know who got the rain, who didn't. We know who didn't, right? And we'll take a look at our next best chances for rain and what these temperatures are going to be doing.
Fed up over crime and violence, some East Side neighbors are banding together. How they plan to fight back is coming up.
You're watching Fox News at 9.
Eastside neighbors are fed up with violence after 4-year-old Evanne Whitley was shot and killed in a drive-by shooting last week. Community members met tonight for what they see as a call to action for change. Amanda Weber was at tonight's meeting. She talked to people who said this change will be real.
That's right, Darian. Dozens of community members met on the east side, just feet from the home where D'Ervion Whitley was shot last week. Everyone taking a vow to make a change in their community.
It's been going on, and it has to give. I mean, it has to stop. It's time. Now it's time to stop. I mean, I'm tired of seeing our youth. I'm tired of seeing our young adult. I'm tired of seeing our community just fall by the wayside.
And those leading tonight's meeting say they want to focus on the fact that so many are tired of violence in their community. Now they're asking for help from their neighbors. Tonight they vowed to start an East Side watch. They say they will watch the entire community, not just those in their neighborhood. They are vowing to have these meetings once a month. In the newsroom, Amanda Weber, Fox News at 9.
All right, thanks a lot, Amanda. And we know it's hot out. What's that doing for our pollen count?
Well, you know what? So far, the pollen count most of this week has been on the light side. The air quality, though, which some people confuse pollen and the air quality, are different things. We're going to talk about that, how it's going to be affecting your Monday, and also these temperatures and our next chance of rain. Don't go away.
This is Fox News at 9.
Now back to that deadly human trafficking case. Raíces held a vigil tonight in honor of the immigrants who died. They hope the survivors will recover quickly and find justice.
I think it's hard not to be overwhelmed by the tragedy that's happening here in our own home, in our own front yard. I think it reminds us that some people don't have the luxury of waiting multiple years for a green card.
Raíces plans to offer legal services to all survivors.
Now, first warning weather with meteorologist Mike Hernandez.
Okay, so we really got teased today as far as the rain was concerned, at least most of San Antonio. Talk about that right now. Live look across City World Car Weather Cam. It's not bad, actually. One of the things that did happen, in spite of us not getting most of the rain, was it knocked down the temperatures between 15 and 20 degrees. It was 101, and we fell back into the middle 80s there, depending on where you were at. Right now, they've been holding in the 86 to 87 degree for a period now for about 2 or 3 hours. So that's been pretty good. The air quality still an issue. We still have some of that Saharan dust that we're expecting. It's been kind of hanging around the coast and starting to make its way inland. Doesn't look like it's going to last too long, but tomorrow it still looks like we're going to have a moderate air quality. So again, if you have respiratory issues, asthma, that kind of thing, you might want to keep that in mind. Tuesday, Wednesday, at this point, looks like it does go back to good, but we'll watch that. All right, so all that's left right now in the southern part of the state is just a few showers. The bigger storms right now have been generating up across the northeast parts of Texas and then back into Oklahoma. So we had these showers and these storms that kind of came on through earlier. They did produce some heavy rains in spots across the hill country, and also some gusty winds. I know there was 30, 40, 45 mile an hour winds around the Bernie Lake area earlier. There was also some small hail up around Johnson City near Blanco. But as it started to approach San Antonio, it got very close to the northern part of the county. Some isolated showers, isolated rumble of thunder here across the northwest part of the county, and then it fell apart. And you can see what it's done through the rest of the evening. This is all that's left right now. Back to the west, this held together with an outflow boundary off towards Valverde and Edwards County. It's also now starting to weaken considerably. We should see things continue to do that through the night. Should be a quiet night. By tomorrow morning, we'll see a few clouds early. By lunchtime, partly cloudy, getting real hot, real humid, a little hazy as well. A few isolated showers develop during the afternoon, but I'm not expecting a lot, not even as much as today. Now, as far as what's going on with your temperatures, look up in the hill country where they're seeing some low to mid-70s. And again, those are rain-cool temperatures that just never recovered. 77 as well around Canyon Lake. We're sitting in the middle 80s, low to mid-80s off to the east and west. Again, rain-cool temperatures from that area that kind of stuck through the evening, even though it was weakening. Temperatures down south where it didn't rain, for instance, Cotulla is still sitting at 94. So really dependent on where you're at, and we'll certainly take any help we get from the heat. Would have liked the rain, though. Temperatures in the 70s to near 80 degrees tomorrow, and then by afternoon, we're going to be sitting up near triple digits once again here, back to the south and west, and pretty much that way into the hill country as well. Now, so for the heat cast for tomorrow, still looking for us to be somewhere between extreme caution and danger as far as the heat index effects and the temperature, so be careful out there. In the big picture, the upper levels, high pressure is the reason why, and as we go through tomorrow and into the rest of the week, it's just going to continue to dominate. It's going to be, again, dominating the entire mid-sections of the country and most of Texas as well, and that's going to keep us dry and very hot. So 78 for the overnight low, 92 by lunchtime. lunchtime, and then 99 or 100 for the high. Heat indexes tomorrow about 103 to 105. Remember, a little hazy, and again, the air quality at moderates. Just keep that in mind. As we go through the rest of the week, no relief as far as the heat is concerned. We'll be around 100 all the way into the weekend. We do pick up a slight chance of some showers Saturday and Sunday, but it does not look like it's going to be a big rain event.
It's going to be a hot one. All right. Thanks a lot, Mike. Well, a young artist in Los Angeles is realizing his full potential thanks to one of his teachers. Stephanie Abrams with our digital news partner Circa shares his incredible story that includes a free ride to art school.
In a neighborhood vandalized with graffiti, this former street tagger saw something more.
When you see a broken space, you think about like a broken heart.
And turned that vision into a successful art career all before he turned 21.
Whatever color you are, like brown, black, white, purple, yellow, you can do it, you know. There's no limits to whatever you want to do, and to always dream big.
Yair Sarmiento is an up-and-coming artist whose work has been commissioned by the Staples Center and even Snoop Dogg.
This is right here where I tag.
It started with a talent he developed on the streets of LA's Rampart section.
To say I was born behind the 8-ball. I was scorned and torn since I was 8, y'all.
Well, I would see some of the gang members doing graffiti. I wasn't just kind of going out and being destructive too much. I was thinking more about doing like a piece that I felt good about.
But he wasn't feeling good about himself. As a child of undocumented immigrants, he was convinced he had no future.
That made me not care. That made me not want to go to school.
That changed when he stopped to check out a place he biked past every day on his way home from school.
I would stay here for like about a few seconds and just kind of peek.
And finally he walked in one day. He showed me some of his drawings and I was blown away.
OLA, or Heart of Los Angeles, is a nonprofit that offers free enrichment to neighborhood kids. It's where Yair found an art mentor in Nara Hernandez and his purpose.
No one in his high school took time to nurture his potential.
Now he's blossomed into a young man who has an incredible voice, an incredible talent, and an incredible passion.
And he's the first OLA student to get a full ride to art school.
There's some sort of guilt within me, a survival guilt.
That's why he's committed to keep mentoring at OLA.
My biggest hope is for someone here to see me and know that they can do it. I know you can.
In Los Angeles.
Hey, come on, let's go.
I'm Stephanie Abrams for Circa.
Yo.
Visit circacares.com to learn more about the program and how you can get involved. Coming up, The Art of Riding Low, the new exhibit celebrating the history of an iconic car.
This is San Antonio's Fox News at 9.
Lowrider is. Well, if not, it's considered an iconic car, and now a museum in Los Angeles is honoring them with a new exhibit. The Peterson Automotive Museum is taking a look at Chicano and Latin culture with the new exhibit, The Art of Riding Low. 3 special cars, including a piñata-inspired art piece, are currently on display at the museum.
This is such a pure art form, and it is a definite art form that Chicanos and Chicanas perfected on their own. And you can look at this art form and say, that's a lowrider. It's not just because the car is riding low, but because of the distinctive paint job and all of the other things that go along with it, all the other styling bits. And it's gone now from being an art form that was simply on a car into other art objects. So it's really now a cultural expression.
The exhibit will be open to the public until July of next year. Turning now to sports, Cowboys camp starts in California, and we are there. Coming up in Max Sports, we'll be right back.
You're watching Fox News at 9.
Let's recap what we know about the human trafficking investigation. An 18-wheeler full of people smuggled inside was discovered late last night at a Southwest Side Walmart. At last check, 9 adult males were dead and dozens others injured, including 2 teenagers. The victims were taken to 7 area hospitals, some in critical condition. The driver of the truck has been detained for questioning. And we will continue to follow this developing story and bring you the latest here on Fox and online at foxsanantonio.com. Meantime, police are asking anyone who sees anything suspicious that may be related to the case to call the ICE tip line. Here's the number. It is 1-866-347-2423. And it is Texas in July, and you can feel it.
We hit 101 again today. It was a high of 101 yesterday. The temperatures have cooled down. We didn't get the rain today, but we did get some of the breezes from the storms, and that helped this evening feel a little bit better. Temperature starting out at 78 tomorrow morning, up to 92 by lunchtime, and we're going to top out right near 100 again. Heat index is between 103 and 105. Stay safe and stay hydrated.
All right, thanks a lot, Mike. And Chuck is here to tell us about sports.
Yes, can you believe it? It's finally here. Cowboys camp starts tomorrow.
Already.
I can't believe, well, you would never know with the heat, right? Doesn't feel like football? Well, it does kind of in Texas. Up next, former Horn Jordan Spieth gets himself into a very select group. He and Jack. And we're headed to Cowboys camp on the eve of the team's first practice. Jerry Jones and the team's brass gets peppered with all kinds of character questions. And Jerry was quite good at laying it all out there. We'll visit with our very own David Chancellor coming up next.